Hello, good evening. Dr. Chudi Ufondu of Snowspirations, Global Health Solutions. Thank you and welcome to our Tuesday Open Clinic with Dr. Chudi. Today's topic is a topic every single member of our community should pay attention to. Today we're looking at natural foods, top 5 natural foods that can boost your immunity, and while boosting your immunity, can boost your fertility. We are virtually everything we eat. So whatever enters your body can help your immunity, can help your fertility, and on the long run, can help you to become a parent. So that's going to be the topic for this evening. Now, please, when you come in, I want to know who you are. Where are you located? My name is Dr. Chudi Ufondu. I'm the convener of this channel, and our channel is going places. So we recently achieved a milestone. Matter of fact, if you look at this particular video, you can see an option for membership. So if you want to take your membership of this community to the next level, so if you want to be in an exclusive group where you can get exclusive contents and talk about your health, especially your fertility, please click on that join button so you can enjoy the perks. You don't want to miss this. Now, if today is the first day of attending this particular open clinic, it's pretty much open to everybody. What I want you to do is to click on the notification and set your notification so that anytime I come live, you can join. Our videos are every Tuesdays by this time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Nigerian. Then on Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So set your phones, set your device to tell you when I come live. Today is going to be fun because these are things you should be doing by default without even knowing. So there is no magic pill that, once you take it, you will begin to perform magic. But when we go natural, we tend to get better. We are what we eat. So we're going to talk about the 5 top best food that will help you to improve your fertility. So please, once you come in, quickly settle in and we're going to get started. Okay? And we're actually going to get started. So when you come in, you just follow through. And after this, you will have opportunity to ask your questions. So what's number 1? Who can guess the number 1 top fertility natural food? Your citrus, your oranges, your grapefruits, any form of citrus. It's powerful on so many levels. The major component of your citrus, the commonest citrus out there is oranges, okay? But there are so many other types, grapefruits, lemon, and all that. They are all citrus. They are all superfood, supernaturally occurring food. If you can make this your staple everyday food, you are in the right track. Now, why? It's a very important source of calcium, potassium, and folate. Remember, there are things that will help your eggs to be exactly how God made it, right? Now, the components of your citrus, the component of your oranges will give you potassium, will give you calcium, will give you folate. Folate is that major vitamin B complex, which will encourage women to take your folic acid, right? Now, your folic acid plays a role in the normal development of the neurotubes. The neurotubes are the structures that will help your baby's brain, the spinal cord, the nervous system to develop properly. Now, when you take enough citrus, what's going to happen to your reproductive system? It's going to help and regulate your ovulations. There are so many women that have ovulatory problems simply because you're not eating the right kind of food. But if you can make it a habit to introduce and have at least 1 serving of citrus every day, try the medium-sized grapefruit, oranges, whichever way you prefer it. If you can use it as a replacement meal, that's okay. So the number 1 superfood, super fertility food you don't want to mess with is what? Your citrus. I know you will not understand this until you start doing it. So go home today. If you're having ovulatory problems, especially if you went to the doctor and the doctor told you, oh, you're having ovulatory problems, your ovaries are not producing the eggs and all that, guess what? You already have all the eggs you need, but sometimes you might have ovulatory problems. So if you have the eggs and the eggs are not in the best position, it's better to go natural. So consuming your citrus on daily basis will help you to get potassium, calcium, vitamin B, which is the folate component, which will help to regulate your ovulation. Remember, when you have your ovulation regulated, you're going to release your eggs every cycle, and by the grace of God, when the sperm is released, you're going to become pregnant. Now, number 2, your green vegetables, your green, leafy green vegetables. You can't go wrong with it. If you notice, I love green. Why? Because green is life. So anywhere you see green, anywhere you see plant-based green, go and embrace that. Eating dark green veggies like spinach, like your kale, is one of the best ways to acquire the nutrients that will get you ready as a woman before you eventually become pregnant. So it's one of the things you should consume as a woman that want to become a mother, because it's at that prenatal phase you have enough quantity. So your leafy vegetables, you can't go wrong with it. Make it organic. The nearer to the farm you can get it, the better. Be careful. There are so many synthetic ones out there. There are so many ones they use antibiotics. There are so many ones they produce artificially. If you can grow your own garden, grow your own garden. Anywhere you see green, embrace your green. When you are taking your leafy vegetables, we are looking more on the calcium and the iron component, especially the iron component. Some women are heavy bleeders. During their menstrual bleeding, they bleed a lot. When you lose a lot of blood, you're prone to be having anemia. When you don't have enough leafy vegetables and you're not getting enough from your supplement, you might likely have poor calcium. And at the end of the day, when you don't have enough calcium, when you don't have enough iron, it will affect the production of blood. So iron is a very important component in producing blood. Women that are anemic might likely have problems with their fertility. And by default, leafy vegetable also contains folic acid in a folic component. Remember, your folic acid is one of the things we advise women to take. Once you nurture the aim of becoming a mother, start taking your prenatal multivitamins, which should contain the folic acid. Now, because we don't eat right, most people don't eat right. Ordinarily, if we are eating right, you're not even supposed to take prenatal multivitamin. But because we don't eat right, make sure you also supplement your folic acid, which is 400 to 600 microgram. Once you start making love without protection, you can become pregnant. So you don't want to start taking it when you are already pregnant. You want to start taking it before pregnancy. So number 2, superfood, super fertility food is what? Your leafy green vegetables. You can't go wrong with them. Go and embrace them. Now, number 3, your berries. You see your berries? You can't go wrong with your berries. Your blueberries, your raspberries, all those berries you have out there, they are loaded with antioxidants. Oxidants are the chemicals and stuff that damage our cells, that damage our tissues. So if you have oxidants in the eggs, if you have oxidants in the female reproductive system, they will damage the female reproductive system. But guess what? When you take your raspberries, when you take your blueberries, they have a lot of antioxidants. So antioxidants are things that go to destroy those things that will destroy your body. So when you take enough of berries, raspberries, blueberries, they will help to lift your immunity. And they also contain anti-inflammatory function. Anti-inflammatory function means anything that will damage your body by the process of inflammation, the blueberries and its sister and brother component will stop them from happening. So consume your blueberry, consume your raspberry, just like citrus. They also contain vitamin C. They also contain folic acid. So what have you noticed? Folic acid is pretty much in all the components of food I've mentioned. So eat your berries, like your life and the life of your baby depends on it. Now, what's the next? The number 4. This is interesting because this is one of my favorites. Avocados. Avocados. You can't go wrong with your avocados. I love a lot of avocados. Now, look, this is one of the power superfood you have to have at home. If you genuinely want to do this naturally, you have to consume your avocados. You can't go wrong with this. Now, this is another great way of getting your vitamin K, which is very important, which helps in absorbing nutrients, which helps in hormone imbalance. So the area that avocado will help women are in the regards of hormone imbalance. Remember, in hormone imbalance, your estrogen is not within normal range, your progesterone is not within normal range, your FSH is not within normal range, your LH is not within normal range. And what happens when you have hormone imbalance? You're not gonna ovulate. And what happens when you don't ovulate? You cannot become pregnant. Now, please, if you don't love avocados, find a way of doing this. Now, moderation is key because it's a very solid, good source of fats. But if you consume it on a higher level, it might flip the odd, but make it a part of what you do every day. It also contains a lot of potassium, which will help to regulate your blood pressure. Avocados is something you just can't avoid. But be careful the quantity you consume. Be careful. The watchword is what? Moderation. Everything I'm telling you about is in moderation. You're not supposed to go out there and be eating only them or be binging on them. Remember to incorporate other food components I've mentioned. So go do your avocados. You can't go wrong with it. You can spread it on multi-grain toast. You can drizzle it with olive oil, which is also another, fertility booster, your olive oil. You can do that. It contains a lot of vitamin E too. Vitamin E, it's also very important in stabilizing your cells and avoiding damage to the cells. Vitamin E is also important in women that have diabetes and polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, finally, this is the final one. You can't go wrong with Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, amazing. You can't go, if you're not a yogurt lover, you're missing a lot. The last superfood that will help you with your fertility naturally is what? Your Greek yogurt. So you have to go for this. You can go for it as a snack. You can go for it as your breakfast. You can just go through it any which way you want. What is the strength of this yogurt? It's a very condensed in quantity. It's a very condensed source of your calcium. When you get it, you're good in regards to your calcium. When you also take it, it contains a lot of things we call probiotics. Probiotics will help your body to maintain the natural frequency regarding what enters your mouth and what leaves your body. When you don't have enough probiotics in your body, there are so many things that will clog your intestinal system and your body will not function properly in regards to handling the waste material. So your yogurt, you can't go wrong with this. Just find a way and do your Greek yogurt. It's a very good source of vitamin D too. Vitamin D is very important in the follicles. Remember, your follicles are the container that actually will nurse the egg until the egg is big enough to go into ovulation. So aim for 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily, which you can get from your yogurt. So guys, if you can make these 5 superfoods, what you eat every day, you can't go wrong. Remember your citrus. Remember your leafy vegetables, remember your berries, remember your avocados, and remember your Greek yogurt. You can't go wrong with these 5 basic superfood. If this is the only thing you will consume henceforth, you're going to be in a good place. Okay? Now, I'm going to give us an opportunity to ask questions. So please go ahead and ask your questions in real time. Remember, if you want to have close interaction with me, we have an exclusive membership hack. So go and click on it and find what will suit you and your community. Then I can meet you halfway. That's an exclusive community. If today is the first day of attending, thank you so much. Right now, I'm going to open the clinic so you can interact with me in real time. So please start asking your questions. Okay? Awesome. Please, when you come in, settle in and start asking your questions in real time. Correct. Health and music with Oge. Oge is my colleague from UK, amazing lady. Oge, thank you so much for coming. Guys, let's interact. Please ask your questions in real time. Let's see what we can cover before we go. It's time for questions. I'm waiting for your questions, please. Feel free to ask your questions. Oge, thank you so much for supporting. And Oge, you can ask your questions. You're a very good teacher, and I know you've got a lot of questions to ask. Okay, let's see. Please, what causes left pelvic pain? This is not part of what I'm talking about today, but I'm going to answer that. Now, you see, the pelvic, it's the area that contains all the reproductive organs. Now, anytime you have pain in life, pain is non-specific. There are so many things that can cause pain. It can be infection, it can be inflammation, it can be growth, it can be gas, it can be structural issues, it can be a lot of things. Now, how do we know the specific pain you are having? If you have a one-time pain, you can pop your paracetamol or ibuprofen. If it doesn't resolve, then go to your doctor. Please don't sit back and start treating pain by yourself, especially pelvic pain. Pelvic pain might be a sign that something is wrong in your body. And there are so many gynecological conditions in women that can affect your fertility. Your fibroids, your adenomyosis, your endometriosis, your polyps, your cysts, they can all change the trajectory of your ability to become pregnant. So be careful. Don't go on self-treatment. Book appointment and see your gynecologist. If you're believing God to be a mother, and if you're believing God to be a father, when you go to a gynecologist, if your gynecologist is not a fertility specialist, they will refer you to a fertility specialist. The best person to help you with your fertility is who? A fertility specialist. Okay? But guys, keep asking questions. Doc, you want to join my private chat? Please click on that join button. So if you follow the thread on this particular channel, click on the join button. When you click on the join button, they will give you exclusive access to the community. Now, if you're outside YouTube, you can always join us in our Facebook, our Twitter, our TikTok, and our Instagram. We are everywhere. And have you gone to our website lately? You need to go to our website. There are so many important things that will change your life in a second. But if you want to talk to me one-on-one, you can join the community and we can see what we can do. Okay. What do you advise for a 34% sperm motility rate? Now, when we talk about sperm quality, we don't just single out one of the criteria. We actually want to look at three things. So when we're talking about sperm quality, so this is an idea of the sperm. We want the sperm to be very good looking. A good sperm should have a head, a middle piece, and a tail. Now, when we are talking about seminal fluid analysis, we are looking at three things: the count, the morphology. Morphology means how many of those sperm is actually good looking. The motility. Now, a motility of 34% is not up to 50%. So your ability to impregnate your woman is reduced. But remember, it's reduced. It doesn't mean it's not there. So the fact you have low sperm count or low motility or poor morphology doesn't mean you don't have a chance of impregnating your woman. You can still impregnate your woman with low sperm count. You can still impregnate your woman with poor motility, with poor morphology. But we are talking about probability. So the probability of getting it done, it's reduced compared to someone that has a bigger percentage. So if you have 50% of motile sperm, so what's the sperm supposed to do once it gets to the vagina? It's supposed to swim past the cervix, get to the womb, then begin to go to the top. So if you have only 34%, the possibility they will do the job is limited. But continue your PPP. Okay, so guys, keep asking your questions. Keep asking your questions, please. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. Okay, Doc, what's the difference between folic acid, 400 microgram, and now remember, microgram, it's smaller than milligram. What we recommend is microgram, micro, not milligram. Milligram is bigger than microgram. Now listen to me. If you don't have a need for extra folic acid, the 400 to 600 microgram is enough. You can buy it over the counter. You don't need prescription. But there are some women that will need additional folic acid, prescription folic acid. Your doctor will be the person that will determine if you need additional prescription-based folic acid. But if you don't have any need for additional one, the 400 to the 600 microgram is enough. Micro, not milligram. Very important. Okay? Keep asking your questions. Keep asking your questions. Remember to follow Dr. Oge Adoma Chukwu on Health and Music with Dr. Oge. You don't want to miss this lady's dance steps. Amazing lady serving the community. Every day she wakes up, she's looking for a way of making the world a better place. So please make sure you follow Health and Music with Dr. Oge. Okay, but guys, where are your questions? You have about 10 more minutes to ask your questions. Please ask your questions in real time. Keep asking your questions. My CEO is somewhere, I know she's a very busy lady, but if you also have a question, please ask your questions. Everybody is expected to ask questions. So once you don't understand, ask in real time. I provide you feedbacks. Today, we looked at the super top 5 fertility boosting food. And I mentioned citrus, your oranges. Then I mentioned green, dark vegetables. Then I mentioned your berries, your raspberries, your blueberries. Then I mentioned avocado. Then finally, Greek yogurt. You can't go wrong with these 5 food components. And guess what? They are naturally occurring. So if you want to consume them in the raw form, please consume them. Things have really changed. Growing up, we used to grow all our fruits and vegetables. But lately, the ones they sell out there, look, so many of them are grown with antibiotics and all that. So the nearer to nature you can get them, the better. So if you can grow your own fruits and vegetables, that would be better, okay? All right. How do you boost low sperm count? So this is the reality, my people. I can't give you false, fake hopes, all right? What you have to do, if you were told you have low sperm count, is to go down to the drawing board. Lifestyle modification works way, way better than any supplement they will give you. You see all those supplements they give you, Manix, multi this, multi that. They are all supplements. They are not magical. But when you watch your body weight as a man, when you stop drinking your alcohol, when you drink your water, when you sleep, when you exercise, you are naturally boosting your hormones. So the first thing you have to do as a man, if they told you you have low sperm count, poor motility, poor morphology, is to modify your lifestyle. If you can get your BMI within the normal range. So what's the normal range of your BMI? 18.5 to 25.5. You don't want to be below 18.5. Definitely you're going to have problems. And you don't want to be above 25.5. Of course, you don't want to be in the 30s. Once you find yourself in the 30s, you are heading towards obesity. And these things can directly and indirectly affect your ability to become a father. So let me tell you this. Most men drink like fish. Now, if you're a man and you're not yet a father, and you're still drinking alcohol, you're still smoking, you're not exercising, you are not sleeping, you're pursuing money, you are the person limiting your family from starting. I'm keeping it real. Change your lifestyle and your family will change. So if you genuinely want to be a father, then change your lifestyle. Avoid your alcohol. There is no positive thing in alcohol. Definitely no positive thing in smoking. Then if you don't exercise, you don't sleep, you're stressing all over the place, they will all affect your performance, both physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay, so the best way to improve your fertility as a man is to be careful and mindful what you do from waking up to sleeping. If you can adopt water as the only fluid you can drink, if you can watch the quantity of things you eat, if you can increase your fruits and vegetables, if you can be mindful of taking your own multivitamins, if you can sleep. So many men are not sleeping. Sleep is huge. Okay? So these are basic things, practicable things you can do that can change your life for good. Okay, so guys, I have 6 more minutes. Remember, if you want to interface with me, if you want to join my community, exclusive community, we have basic levels of entrance. So you can come in at any stage you feel you can afford, and there are exclusive contents tailored only to members of this community. If you want to try that, feel free and do that. There are so many opportunities. There are so many potentials of this channel. Our aim is to help you, meet you halfway so that you can become exactly what God purposed you to become. Good evening, Doc. Does frozen vegetables and frozen fruits contain same nutritional fact? Why not? They are exactly the same. But guess what? When you talk about frozen and when you talk about preservation, we have to be careful. So long as that particular fruits and vegetables we are fresh and you preserve them the proper way, it's going to be the same. There is no difference. Now, the question is, if you are not using that method of preservation, there are other methods of preservation some people will use by introducing some other artificial chemicals that can change the quality of food. So long as the preservatives they use is not going to change the original content of the food, then you're good. Now, unfortunately, for some food to last for a very long time, every food item you have there have an expiring date. So anytime you're buying anything, look at the expiring date. Now, for some people, in order to have more shelf life, they use some preservatives to elongate how long a food can be viable before it will spoil. Now, in course of doing that, some of those chemicals might not be friendly to your body. There are certain things we eat on daily basis that kill us on daily basis. They kill your sperm, they kill your eggs, because your sperm and eggs are very, very sensitive cells. So when you eat all those takeaway and stuff you're not supposed to eat, they will be damaging your body in installments. They'll be damaging your ovaries, damaging your sperm in installments. And you might think you're actually healthy. Meanwhile, you're not healthy. There are some communities, the measure of knowing how wealthy or whatever a man is the number of alcohol he can consume. The number of plates of nkwobi and pepper soup he can consume. No. That's not the measure. You know the best measure of health? The quantity of water you can drink every day. Not alcohol. Alcohol is your enemy on so many days. And let me tell you, when you're drinking alcohol, amazed people that drink alcohol, what's the next thing you're tempted to do? Smoking. When you're smoking and drinking alcohol, what's the next thing you're tempted to do? You eat all those food that will be in your body and you're not burning the calories. So you see all those nkwobi, isewu and all that, pepper soup, they are all good though. But if you do them on weekend basis, you're not exercising. After doing, you come back, you sit in one place, you watch all the soccer, you haven't moved your body. You're not helping yourself at all. So you need to change your ways. If you can change your ways, then you're good to go. Okay, guys, please ask your questions. Okay, my CEO is in. How early should one start preparing themselves for pregnancy? The moment you are conscious, you are an adult, please start. So if you have teenagers, please teach them that what they did in their teenage age can affect their ability to become pregnant. So as soon as you're an adult, as soon as they start bleeding, please teach them to look after their body. The mistakes they make when they are in their teens can cost them later when they want to become a mother. So the mistakes of your teens can either make or mar you. So as soon as your girls, as soon as your boys are adults, start teaching them responsibility, especially their reproductive system. They have to be very conscious. They have to know the right things to do. They have to think about protection and just every good thing about knowing about your sexual rights. Very important. So start teaching them early. Don't wait till you get married, till you find whoever, then you start becoming careful. No. Some women damage their body. So many abortions, so many infections that wasn't even properly treated. Let me give you an example. If you had gonorrhea and chlamydia when you're in your 20s and they were not properly treated, and some of them can be very, very chronic, because at that stage, your immune system is very solid, right? So guess what might happen? Your immune system can manage to put them on vacation. So you had gonorrhea, you had chlamydia, they were not treated. We can treat them appropriately and they can go 100%, but you didn't treat them because you were afraid. You didn't tell your mom, you didn't have money. Guess what will happen? At that stage, your immune system is very strong. So your immune system can just allow them to be in your body without giving you any symptoms. Guess where they love to go? They love the tubes. Chlamydia and gonorrhea love the tubes. So what would they do? They will go and form a complex called PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. Pelvic inflammatory disease, they love the tubes. So what would they eventually do? They will go to the tubes and start damaging your tubes. So what will happen to your tubes? By the time you're now ready to become a mother, lo and behold, you have tubal blockage and you can't become pregnant. So start early. The earlier you start, the better. You eat ginger. The last time I checked, ginger is part of food. The question is, why are you eating it? What's the rationale of eating it? Some people will go and drink lemon water to lose weight, to become pregnant. That's not how it works. So the question is, when you're eating those stuff, what are you eating it for? When you're eating your ginger, what are you eating it for? How do you use your ginger? Ginger is a food condiment. There is nothing wrong in using ginger. Okay? Does drinking 100% bottled juice substitute for eating fresh fruit? If it's not original, it's not original. Let me tell you why. If you can't juice yourself, if you can't get your oranges, your apples, and juice it out yourself, there are some juicers you can actually buy and you can make your own juice. If you can't make your own juice, no matter how they write all those, this, that, we don't know. There are so many things they use in making all these juice. You cannot even begin to compare both of them. So you can't compare what you will get from your fresh fruits, from that so-called 100% bottled juice. They are not the same. If you can avoid them, avoid them. Make your own juice. Make your own smoothie. That's the one you're sure of. You see all those ones they sell out there, we don't know what they use in preserving it. Sometimes they put a lot of things that will make it to be so sweet, and at the end of the day, the aim is defeated. So don't use it. We don't subscribe to that. Okay? All right, guys. My time is up. Thank you for coming. Remember, every Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, US, 11 p.m. Nigerian. Then on weekends, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, US, 5 p.m. Nigerian. You can't go wrong with this. So today, which is Tuesday, 6 p.m., if you can set your notification, every Tuesday, 6 p.m., you will see me talking about the topics I love talking about. Until I see you guys on Saturday, thank you so much for coming. Share this video, share this channel, like it, subscribe, comment, ask your questions. I will always come back and I'll meet you halfway. Remember, if every other thing fails, keep on praying. Prayer works. Keep on playing. Playing means every other day love making with your partner. And practice. Practice means going to someone that knows better than you, retaining a doctor, retaining a fertility specialist, practicing virtually everything I'm telling you guys. If you want to be a mother in 2022, if you want to be a father in 2022, if you make PPP your motto, you will get there. Okay? So genuinely pray, genuinely make love, and genuinely practice. Until I see you guys again on Saturday, okay. Thank you so much. Oge, remember to follow Oge, Health and Music with Dr. Oge, amazing lady. If you go to this lady's channel, you won't even have a dull moment. Amazing lady, full of talents. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, COO. And I'll see you guys on Saturday. Until I see you, God bless you, and bye-bye for now.